Okay, so today we're diving into a real cornerstone of English literature, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. It came out way back in 1813, but honestly, it feels just as relevant, doesn't it? Still one of the most loved novels out there. Our plan, really, for this deep dive is try and unpack what gives it that lasting power, those core elements that make it so insightful, even now.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, Pride and Prejudice really has this timeless feel, and it's obviously known for its wit, right, and that amazing romantic tension. But beyond that, it's such a sharp look at, well, the social rules, the manners, and especially the class dynamics in England at that time, early 19th century. Getting a handle on those layers is, I think, key to really appreciating just how significant it is.
Right. And when you get into it, you're dropped right into this world where, like, your social rank dictates almost everything. But the feelings underneath, love, pride, prejudice, they feel completely universal. It's almost like Austen gave us this brilliant map for navigating tricky social situations. What always gets me is how she pulls it off. How does she deliver such biting social critique, but wrap it up in such light, often funny writing? It's masterful.
Well, she does it by weaving that critique right into the characters themselves and how they talk to each other, how they interact. So take Mr. Darcy's initial arrogance, for example. His pride, it isn't presented as just, a personal feeling. It's deeply connected to his high social standing, his wealth. It makes him feel, initially at least, that he's sort of inherently above the Bennet family and their connections.
Okay, yeah.
And then Elizabeth Bennet's prejudice against him. I mean, it's understandable given how he first behaves, right? But it's also shaped by her family's lower status on the social ladder and, well, the gossip she picks up. Austen just expertly shows how these very personal traits get magnified, get molded by what society expects, and that leads to these misunderstandings that feel incredibly, incredibly real.
So it's not just about them as individuals, but how their flaws, maybe, are amplified by the rigid social structure they're living in.
Right.
Can you give us another example? How else do those class dynamics really come alive in the book?
Oh, definitely. Think about Lady Catherine de Bourgh. Her attempts to basically dictate who Elizabeth can and cannot marry. Lady Catherine, with all her money and aristocratic background, genuinely seems to believe she has the right even, to control the lives of people she sees as, well, beneath her. Her fury at the thought of Elizabeth marrying Darcy, it's not really personal dislike of Elizabeth, is it? It's more like she's desperately trying to defend the existing social order, the hierarchy. Austen uses that whole interaction to really spotlight the intense pressure there was to marry within your own class, and also the almost feudal kind of power the big landowners held over those with less status.
That's such a strong point about the expectations, the pressures on people back then. And talking about expectations, the novel also says quite a bit about the economic situation for women, doesn't it? How does Austen show just how critical marriage often was for women's survival, maybe more than romance?
She really lays it bare, particularly through a character like Charlotte Lucas. Charlotte is, practical, she's intelligent, but she marries the absolutely ridiculous Mr. Collins. And she does it not because she loves him, clearly not, but because it offers her a home, financial security.
Right, stability.
And exactly. And this decision, which might seem like she's betraying romantic ideals, Austen presents it as a starkly rational choice. It was logical, given how few options women had if they didn't inherit money or have their own means. It's actually a really powerful critique of a system that sort of forced women into these kinds of compromises. It really highlights that marriage, for many, was primarily an economic arrangement. Romance might come second, if at all.
Yeah, it's incredible how those character choices just shine a light on these massive societal issues. So bringing it all together, Pride and Prejudice clearly isn't just a captivating romance. It's also this incredibly sharp critique of society, its reputation for wit, and those really astute observations of early 19th century English life. They're definitely well earned.
Absolutely. And perhaps for you listening, here's something to maybe turn over in your mind. Think about how Austen meticulously takes apart the social complexities, the hierarchies of her time, focusing on those keen observations of social manners and class dynamics. How might a novel from 1813 looking so closely at those things still offer some surprising insights, or maybe even challenge how we understand relationships and social structures in our own world today?